I want to talk about some new pieces of evidence that are actually really compelling. So let's take a look. It's being called the Pac-Man perimeter. So let's take a look at this. The reason it's calling the Pac-Man perimeter is because that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like Pac-Man. How? Let's keep this up on the screen. How is the rooftop that Dallas Alexander was just talking about excluded from the Secret Service or state police security bubble that was set to be
It's literally the only thing you can climb in that radius. Right, well, we don't need that.
He just pointed out, also you can see the water tower in that image. Like that water tower is a pretty high vantage point where you could get a pretty good view too. Like, I mean, I'm no military sniper, but like he said, like Fortnite or just any first-person shooter game, like that's where you would go.
I mean, I'd almost rather you flip the Pac-Man over so that the mouth of the Pac-Man is over the lake that's right there, the retention pond that's right there, where people in the water, right? You could flip it around and actually let's make that a dead zone. Instead, there's a roof that's 150 yards away, and yes, a water tower that's right there. An unbelievable level of incompetence. I asked this weekend,
They go in weeks, sometimes even months ahead of time to look at these places, and your main objective is what all has a vantage point on the podium. And so they look at everywhere around that area, and I'm saying like weeks or sometimes months in advance to see all the vantage points. That is a perfect vantage point right to that podium.
Yes. In fact, we used to live in Florham Park, New Jersey, and there's an airport there where President Trump would fly into when he wanted to go into his Bedminster Club. And so we would get notices that the overpasses in that area would be closed during certain days when the presidential motorcade would be going through there. So we would know we would not be able to drive over the overpasses when the president would go under. And then the airport near our house would be closed on a regular basis as well when the president was there. So this is 101. This should not be, you can't get on an overpass. You can't get above the president, basically, duh.
Right. Yeah, I know there are some differences here on some of the lengths and distances. So I have heard from certain sources that the bullet distance was calculated at 488 yards distance. Okay. The shooter was 150 yards on this roof. So weird inconsistencies between the length of this 488 yards to 150 yards on this roof.
Wait, what do you mean? That the physics shows?
My sources are telling me that the Secret Service has calculated at least one of these shots to come from 488 yards. Now, he was on a rooftop of 150 yards.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things we don't know the answer to yet. And hopefully we'll get some clarity on this. Was that other shot fired from the water tower? Were there other shots fired beyond where this individual was located? Far beyond the water tower through the line of trees? We don't know. But again, that comes from sources on the Secret Service side. So again, we're pulling these pieces together here. But I will say this, if you watch any video over the past few days, to me, nothing is more compelling than the video you're about to see here, specifically focused on the roof location where the shooter was located, this Thomas Matthew Crooks individual on the rooftop. Now, watch this video. The reason this is so compelling is it's multiple angles combined as one video. Audio syncing between the president speaking on stage and the audio playing in the field and in the grounds where these individuals were located in the back of the fields here, near the rooftops. So this is really, really interesting. Again, listen to this video, listen to the syncing of these different spots here, combined as one video, and you can see the folks in the back of the crowd pointing to the rooftop and pointing that there's the shooter up on the rooftop while the president is speaking. So they're giving them multiple minutes. This is about 2 minutes long. Watch this video.
If he was doing his job, I wouldn't even be doing this. It's a beautiful place with a gorgeous ocean.
Look, they're all pointing.
the Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. You see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here. And it's much tougher than if it happened. We have the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we're the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring, I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit over that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that says
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
We got breaking news. We got breaking news coming in. Shots fired. Seems to be shots fired at the Trump rally. Is he okay? We need to go live right now. We are live right now at the Trump rally. We don't know if President Trump has been shot. We know he hit the ground. We do not know if President Trump has been shot. He's up. He's up. Shots are still continuing to be fired. He's giving a thumbs up, everybody. He's giving a thumbs up.
So, just an unbelievable video. I mean, you can see the 2 minutes that we knew about this person on the rooftop being warned by bystanders, having to tell state police, and then state police were unable to then communicate with Secret Service to let them know. How is this allowed to happen? And then after this, he's still on stage after shots are fired. Then they're lifting, the Secret Service is lifting him up, allowing his head to be exposed.
Right.
Once again, while you're hearing the reporter saying shots are still being fired.
Yes.
Shots are still being fired. It's just remarkable how this was allowed to happen in 2024. That he is with that 2 minute window. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the only video you need to watch,
right,
to understand it.
And again, I just can't not be haunted about the death we're actually seeing in real time of the innocent civilian. And you can see the people in that corner who are like, "Whoa, this guy's really hurting down." They don't cheer that President Trump got up. They are worried about the person who they are seeing dead on the floor. That's not to them a victory, right? And so somebody died and it was allowed to happen. And that's the thing that, it was, yes, a near miss of the president, and it would have been a gruesome image for us all, but it still is gruesome for the person who died that I just can't get over.
Yeah. Did you see that little diagram that somebody put out that showed how had his head, that he turned his head at the right moment, like it was just slightly off? It would have been a completely different conversation we'd be having today.
Yeah.
But it's also, we should now point out, it's not just him turning his head, it's the 5 mile per hour wind that was blowing, which also aided this gunshot from missing its target. So 5 mile an hour wind was maybe the difference. Him turning his head and this 5 miles per hour wind was the difference from him saving his life.